Okay, so if we're ready, we'll make a start. Now, the first bit is just doing nothing. So all you have to do is stand, relax your arms down to the side, and just plant your feet firmly on the floor. Now, I was just saying to the people on Zoom, it's best if you have bare feet for this, because what I want you to do is I just want you to relax your arms down, take a few deep breaths, and just be aware of the sensations you're getting from your surroundings through your body, starting with the soles of your feet. So I want you to keep your feet firmly planted on the floor, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and just think about the sensations you're getting from your soles of your feet on the floor. Think about how it feels. Is the floor hard or is it soft? Is it textured or is it smooth? And you should be able to feel whether you're on carpet or on a smooth floor, what the floor is, and just think about how the sensations from your feet feel about that floor. And breathe. Now I just want you to rock gently forwards and back. It's tiny moves. You're hardly moving at all, but you're just basically shifting the weight slightly onto the soles of your feet, slightly back onto your heels, and you'll feel the sensations in your feet changing. Breathing as you go. And now slightly side to side. We're not going too far. We're just going to do a little slight side to side. And again, you'll feel the pressure of the floor shifting from one foot to the other. Think about those sensations and listen to the sound of your own breath as you breathe in and out. Think about how the movement is affecting your knees and your hips. You might feel different things going on. We're going to take a couple more deep breaths and then we're going to move on. Very good. I'm just going to step back a little bit now onto the carpet. So I'm going to get a different sensation into my feet as I go back onto the carpet. And the reason we do that, let me tell you, the reason we do that is that this is all about mindfulness, and it's all about being in the moment and just focusing in on what's going on right now with the sensations you're getting from your body. Clearing your mind of any other thoughts, any other worries are just going to drift away, and you're just going to focus in on those sensations you're getting, and starting with those feet on the floor. But then as we start moving, different movements, you're just going to think about that. So I want you to start off by taking a breath in and bringing your hands up to the side. Everything we do in this class is going to be really slow. So we then just come back down again. Again, you can still think about what you're feeling through your feet, through your legs, and now into your shoulders as you raise your arms up and lower them down. Breathing. Start just listening out for signs of activity around you. Maybe you can hear traffic in the distance. Maybe you can hear bird song. Maybe nothing at all. But just think about those sounds. Okay, we're going to change it slightly. Instead of bringing the hands to the side, we're going to bring the hands up to the front. So I want you to sweep your arms up to shoulder height, let the wrists relax, and then down. You see how those wrists are just going to move as you lift the arms up and down. Taking a breath on every move. Knees should be slightly soft. Keep your feet firmly grounded on the floor. One more time. Slowly up, slowly down. Now we're going to hug the tree. So some of you know this. We're going to bring the arms back up. Turn your hands so your palms come forwards and stretch out. Have a big stretch. And then come forwards and hug the tree. And then turn your palms down and arms back down again. So a little hugging of the tree. Now, while you're doing this move, you might want to close your eyes and visualize a forest full of beautiful trees. Imagine you can hear the sounds in the forest, the birds, the rustling of the leaves as the little animals move around. And we're going to hug that tree, embrace nature, and then bring the arms back down. Let's do that a couple more times. Nice and slow. Very good. Now, imagine you're outside, looking up in the sky. You can see the moon. The moon is in the sky. We're going to reach for the moon. So what I want you to do is I want you to just shift your weight up to one side, bring your arms up in the air, arms up towards the moon in the sky, and then down again and back up the other side. We're going to go nice and slowly. Down, turn, and back up again. Looking up, seeing the full moon in the sky. And if you want to, you can push up onto the toe behind you, lifting your heel off the floor as you reach up to that moon in the sky. We're going to do it a couple more times on each side. Slow it right down. Think as your heel comes down the floor, onto the floor, the texture of the floor again. Be aware of the sounds around you in your room. Now bring your hands back to the middle and bring your hands in front, palms facing each other. Now we've reached for the moon. We're pulling the moon down now. The moon is now in front of us. We're going to embrace the moon. So what we're going to do is imagine we've just got the moon in front of us and we're going to turn the hands like this around the outside, embracing the moon, turning it round. So we can imagine that circle in front of us. Your palms are in towards the moon and you're turning, embracing. Allow your body to move any way it wants to go. You can lean, you can twist, but all I want you to do is turn, keeping your palms facing each other as we embrace the moon. The bright full moon right there in front of our eyes. Fabulous. Now we're going to start moving from side to side. If you haven't done this before, you might want to watch me first. We're going to twist one way with the moon, and then we're going to pull across to one side, leading with the upper elbow. And then when we get to the side, we're going to turn the moon the other way and pull it back across the other way to the other side. So we turn, and we move, and we turn. And so on. You're already doing it. Excellent. Let's go really slowly. Moving across, turn, move across the other way. This time you're really shifting your weight from one foot to the other. You'll be aware of the sole of your foot in contact with the ground. your weight on one side and then your weight on the other side. As your hands cross in front of you, imagine that there are clouds in the sky just moving across with your hands, drifting slowly across the sky. Little fluffy white clouds drifting across. Your hands become those clouds. And you just go gently side to side. Let's do one more each side. Bring the moon back to the middle. And let go. Let go of the moon. Fabulous. We're still in the sky. We're going to do parting the clouds next, which some of you remember from before. So basically, we're going to take the hands, cross them over in front, one hand on top of the other, bring them up in front of your body overhead, and then push away over your head as if you're trying to part the clouds in the sky. We're hoping for some sunshine. So we're going to part the clouds. We're going to bring the hands up slowly in front, hands crossed over. When you get right up over your head, push away and push the clouds apart. So good to visualize those clouds parting, revealing that beautiful blue sky. The sun's going to poke through. Make sure you take a deep breath with every move. Keep it slow and graceful. I can see the clouds moving apart. Imagine that you can see them moving away. Right, nice and slow. We're going to do two more. Slowly, slowly. Very good. Now, we are going to do Phoenix Wings next. Phoenix Wings. So basically, it's a bit like how we started, with the arms coming up to the sides and down. But we're going to go a little bit higher. So palms are going to be facing down. You're going to flex your wrists. Let your hands hang down as you go up. And then flex your wrists as you come down. Imagine you're the phoenix, rising from the flames, rising from the ashes. Now, as you lower your arms down, let's bend the knees a little bit. So we'll just go into a little knee bend. And then straighten out the legs as we bring those arms up, as the phoenix rises up. Even slower. As you bend those knees, be aware of how your knees are reacting, how your hips are reacting to that movement. We're going to do one more. And relax down. Now, a new scenario. We're in the countryside and we've got a lovely pond in front of them. Quite a large pond. There are little things floating on the pond, some lily pads and some lotus flowers. And the lotus flowers are floating on the surface of the water. And our hands are going to be those lotus flowers. So take your hands out in front, palms upwards, and picture the scene, the water, the gentle flow of the water, and the lotus flowers are just drifting across the surface of the water. Relax your wrists, keep your palms facing up. And again, we're just shifting your weight from foot to foot. Hands are those little lotus petals floating slowly back and forth across the surface of the water. And then just like we did before, if you want to just push a bit further and push up onto your toe on the rear foot, so you can just take those flowers a little bit further to one side and then a little bit further to the other side. And we'll just shift slowly side to side, lifting the heel. Very good. A couple more times each side. Slowly drifting across and back again. When you come back to the middle, we're just going to let those flowers go. Let them go. Excellent. So now bring your feet a little bit closer together. And the next thing we're going to do is called opening the door. Opening the door. I'm going to show you first how we're going to open the door, and it's all about the leg. So basically, it's slow. If you can go slow, that's great. It will require a little bit of balancing. But all you have to do is lift one knee up in front, turn it outwards, and put it down gently. Yeah, so that's opening the door. You're going to get that little twist round with your foot. If you go quick, if you go just a little bit off the floor, that's okay. But the idea is we lift the knee in front, we open the door, and we put the knee down and shift the weight. We're going to be moving the arms as well. So I'll just show you the arms. So we're going to bring the knee up, and as we put it down, we're going to push outwards. And we're going to stay this side. We're only going to do it once, and we're going to stay this side for a bit, and then we're going to open the door the other way. Close the door, and then open the door the other way. So if you're ready, we're just going to do this once. It's really just to get into position for the next move, yeah? So we bring the knee up, we take it across, and we push out. Now we're going to stay here, and we're just going to push the arms in and out, shifting the weight onto that front foot. So that front toe is sort of turned outwards, and we're going to visualize the beach. We're on the beach now, and your toe is just on the edge of the water, and the waves are just lapping up towards your toe and then retreating out again. And your hands are those waves retreating away from you, and then gently rolling in along the sand up to your toes and then out again. So imagine you can hear the sound of the water just trickling up the shore. You might find the sound of your own breath mimics the sound of the water. Nice and slowly just pushing the waves away and letting them trickle back in. We're going to do 2 more, and then as we come back, we're going to close the door. So as you come back, shift the weight onto your back foot, lift your foot off the ground, close the door, and put your foot back down. So it's a nice, smooth, continuous move. We're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to open the door. We're going to do a few little tidal moves, and then we're going to close the door nice and gently. So bring your knee up, step out, and push. And we're going to go backwards and forwards a couple of times. Or 10. Again, think of the surroundings, the actual surroundings, the noises in your room, and also your visualization of the beach and the waves, the wind, the blue sky, the sand between your toes. So just about 3 more now. As you come out of your last one, I want you to lift your foot up off the floor, close the door, and pop it back down, feet almost together. So we're going to do that again, but we're just going to go from side to side. Now, I suggest you watch me first, and we're just going to count 2 pushes, open the door, 2 pushes, close the door. So we're going to come up and step out and push 1 and 2, and as you come back, lift the foot back to the middle and down. We bring the other one up, we step, we do 1, 2, bring the foot up and back down. Now, we're going to do it about half the speed that I just did it, and we're just going to go for a few minutes just side to side, doing 2 little pushes one side, 2 little pushes the other side. Remember that opening the door is nice and fluid, and as you put your weight down, your body shifts across in one fluid motion. Yep, so you ready? Let's give this a go. We're going to lift the knee up, hands come up, open the door, push 1 and 2. Knee comes up, close the door. Again, the other side, hands up, stretch forwards, 1, 2. Come on, knee. At your own pace, you don't have to follow my pace. Just keep going side to side, opening the door, pushing twice, closing the door. The slower you can go, the better it's going to be. Might want to start taking that foot a little bit wider, a bigger step. Do one more minute. Time for about 2 each side. And when you've finished your last one, come back to the middle and stop. Okay, continuing with the opening the door, but now, guess what? We're going over the rainbow. So this is called over the rainbow. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by opening the door. And then we're going to take one and push down, and then we're going to take one hand over the rainbow, followed by the other hand over the rainbow in a big arc. Then we're going to come back up in the middle, part the clouds, and then step back to the middle again. So we're adding a rainbow and clouds. We'll do it. So just talk that through again, and then we'll do the other side, of course. So we're going to start by opening the door. We're going to push the hands down towards the foot. Shift away. We're then going to come one hand in a big circle, followed by the other hand slightly afterwards in a big circle over the rainbow. Bring the hands back in front, cross over like we did earlier, up to the middle, part the clouds, and as we come down, we're going to close that door. Excellent. Wasn't so bad, was it? Let's do the other side. Let's do the other side. So we're going to open the door, push down, over the rainbow, cross the hands in front, up to the middle, part the clouds, close the door. Good. Shall we see if we can slow that down a little bit? It's tough, isn't it? It's about as tough as it gets today. Okay, so I open the door. Over the rainbow. You can look up, picture the rainbow. Hands up, part the clouds. Close the door. Good. Find it tough to keep lifting your knee up. You can do this without actually doing the door opening. You can do rainbow, part the clouds, and so on, and then the other side. Yeah, but if you can do the leg thing without too much wobbling, then we'll do that. Yep. So let's do it a few times on each side. Open the door. Over the rainbow. Part the clouds. Close the door. Other side. Open the door. Back over the rainbow the other way. Hands up. Part the clouds. Close the door. Good. Couple more times on each side. And when you've finished that one that you're on, come to a stop again. Okay. We are now going to do, we did this last time, so this is nothing new for those of you who did this before. We're going to do spinning the silk wheel. So feet like hip width apart. The silk wheel is a giant wooden wheel and it's horizontal, and you're going to spin the wheel using your hands. So just focus on one side to start with. Imagine you've got a giant wheel and you're spinning the silk by rotating the wheel round with one hand. So as the hand comes in towards you, you take it backwards behind you and round in a big circle. Just focus on that one side. Imagine that wheel spinning slowly but steadily in a circle. Again, you can let your body go where it wants to go. If you want to shift your body from foot to foot, your weight, that's fine. Just let your body do what it wants to do, whether it twists or whether it doesn't twist, it doesn't matter. Very good. We'll do a couple more rotations of that wheel. And let go. And bring your arm down. We'll do the same on the other side now. So we've got another wheel, believe it or not, on the other side. We're going to spin that wheel as well. So round in a big circle with the other arm. Leaning as far into it as you want to. Spinning that wheel slowly but steadily as we spin the silk. And two more big rotations, nice and slow. Spin the wheel. And then let go. So to finish off this sequence, we're now going to try and spin both wheels together. So they're both going round in circles. You're going to start with one side and spin the wheel, and as you bring your hand round, we're going to take the other hand and spin the other wheel the other way. It's like spinning plates, isn't it? Trying to get both wheels to continue spinning, but slowly. Yeah, so let's give that a go. Oh, looking good, looking good. Start on one side. When you get halfway around, bring the other side in. If you haven't done this before, you might find it's a little bit weird at first, thinking about those moves, but don't worry, just let your body go where it wants to go. Think about visualizing the wheels turning slowly, one on each side, and all you have to do is keep them moving. Very good. And again, you can start shifting your weight from foot to foot as we move from one wheel to the other, keeping those wheels spinning. Couple more rotations on each of those wheels. And let go. Gone. Let's finish our session today with bringing ourselves a little bit of energy out of the earth. So for this one, again, plant your feet firmly on the floor. Yeah, make sure you can feel the texture of the floor on your feet. Tune into that. Think about what your body's doing. We're going to turn the palms upwards and we're going to draw energy up out of the earth. We're then going to put one hand over the other over our heads, palms down, and push that earth energy down into our belly. So we're taking energy from the earth up, and then we're pushing it down and absorbing the energy with our bodies, giving ourselves that life force from the earth to fill up and give us energy for the day ahead. Now, as you bring your hands down, pulling the energy down, we'll do a little bend of the knees as we bring those hands down, and then lift up. A little bit like we did with the phoenix wings earlier, but this time we're drawing up energy and pushing it down. See if we can slow that down a little bit more. Be aware of the sound of your own breath. We're going to do two more, just two more, nice and slowly. And as you finish your last movement, I want to bring your hands down. Keep standing up this time. And cross over your hands and just place your hands over your belly button. And take another couple of deep breaths holding this pose. And release. Very well done. I feel so relaxed now. So relaxed. I think I might have a little nap. So very well done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. It is nice and gentle. We did do a couple of new things today that we haven't done before. Every few months we'll add a few new things in. So today it was opening the door. We hadn't done that before, but have a practice. That's that type of thing. And the getting it smooth is all about practice, yeah. So that's your homework for the week. Think about every now and again, just think, I'm just going to practice opening the door. And this is a bit more of like a familiar Tai Chi type move that you'll see people do. So have a little practice of that, see how you get on. I'm going to have a chat with you on Zoom, see how you got on today. And first, always do this on the first Wednesday of the month, so we'll be back in August for some more of this. Otherwise, next week there's no Wednesday session because I shall be in Ealing for the coffee. And then the week after that we'll be back to our regular yoga inspired exercise, I should say. So let's have a chat and we'll see you soon. See you Friday as well for Spritely, of course. How did we find that today?
Yeah, it was very relaxing. I've never done that before, and I enjoyed
Oh,
it.
you enjoyed it.
Yes,
Good, Linda. Yeah,
yes,
and
I
it's
did.
it's
Yeah,
it's equally good for the mind as it is for the body. Yeah,
yeah,
because if you can
yeah,
detach yourself from your worries and thinking about other things and just think about the visualizations, and then it can be really beneficial for your state of mind as well as your physical body.
yeah.
Good, Deirdre.
Thank you, Paul. I enjoyed
Enjoyed
that.
that. Good, good. And Margaret,
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
we'll
Like it.
be back to the difficult stuff in a couple of weeks.